Mm-hmm.
to YouTube in the last couple episodes. Because
Mm-hmm.
have you been up to date on this fucking YouTube thing going on?
No, I saw that they were changing their terms and conditions, but I don't know exactly what it is.
So there's this big FTC like lawsuit because I'm recording by the way because YouTube was
Mm-hmm.
doing this thing where they were secretly using like recording like tracks for like what kids were doing like an advertisements and what channels they were watching, and they were like I guess selling that information to like advertisers or to like companies or whatever, kind of track what they were watching. So there's this thing called
What?
COPPA, where it's essentially like
Uh-huh.
the Child Protection Act or some shit like that, where pretty much you have to go now and either per channel or per video put and click if it is for kids or not for kids. Um, which and
Huh.
if you do that, you don't lose you don't get ad revenue. Your comments are removed. You're like pretty much your community is destroyed if it's potentially for kids. So pretty much every like gaming channel, toy or figure collector channel is like it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you post a video and they deem it that it's too for children, and it's like a very vague description of what it is, it says for children, like for kids,
Yeah.
you can get fined up to 42 grand like per video. Like so like every like
So no more fig updates from Rocco? Like
I
Jesus.
don't know, man, because I saw he posted a new one recently, and I was like,
Yeah, I just watched it like yesterday. It was like,
shit.
holy shit.
I wanted to comment and be like, are you Rocco? Do you know what's going on, man? Because like,
Yeah.
this shit's major, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, I mean, it's not his whole channel, but it's like, that's a big part of his channel is doing his fig updates. I mean, not consistently, but
Well, it's like most of the YouTube that I watch is based on comics or toys, and that really
so it's
like that
all,
puts
so
it
it's
all in.
basically if your content is in any way kid related,
Mm-hmm.
that's like 90% of YouTube.
You might already know, like if you're a Fortnite, if you're like a Let's Player,
Right.
like Doctor Disrespect, and you play Fortnite and your clips, like a kid likes Fortnite, so he might watch that video, but Doctor Disrespect is not necessarily kid friendly,
Right.
you know. So like, it's like to me, it's the I'm obviously no lawyer, but like the downfall of this platform.
For sure, dude. Well, it's like I don't even know because it's like I just saw. Well, I saw the one thing where it was like it was like the first time I'd watched a Markiplier video in forever. But he did some stink about the fact that he was doing some stream and apparently like a bunch of his users and stuff like that were like getting their fucking accounts banned by YouTube
Yeah,
because of like emoji spamming or something like that. He
yeah.
made like two fucking videos about it and like yeah. And there's this other group that I watch, EFAP, that they do live streams on YouTube, and so their chat's full of like spamming
Hmm.
stuff, like just any sort of live stream. You always have people like fucking spamming shit all the time. So yeah, no, I mean I just saw that happen, so it's like I thought that might have been what it was about. So no, I hadn't heard anything about this kids
I
content stuff.
yeah, it's like the child something protection act something, and it's really like devastating like a lot of the channels that I watch, and it just makes me want to
Yeah.
like not put anything on that because who knows, because they can just like because they just going around and there's a couple gaming channels that I never really watched, but I
Hmm.
saw like the quartering and these
Hmm.
other bigger channels are talking
Hmm.
about, and they're saying like, oh, there's a channels that people just lost their channels, like YouTube just like went in and just removed them, or like
Yeah.
let's delete the whole channel, and they're smaller channels, and people are suspecting that it's
Hmm.
because YouTube is trying to cater to just the people that make money for YouTube, so that
Right.
the people that don't have big followings who are bringing revenue, they won't post there. So a lot of the toy community is going back to Vimeo, which Vimeo was never a thing, but they're going to
Right.
Vimeo and posting videos on Vimeo because they're unsure about if they can even continue to post videos on YouTube, because if
Hmm.
they post a video of like a toy haul or a toy hunt video like at a convention, well, like
Yeah.
fuck, I mean, kids like Ninja Turtles, but so do
Yeah.
35-year-old men.
Kids like Star Wars. That's like half of fucking. I mean, Rocco's video alone, he had like fucking three Star Wars figs. It's like, I mean, just like fig collecting in general. Most of the stuff is like kids content, and it's like he does Power Rangers, Star Wars. I mean, it's like you think of the big stuff that like people collect figs from. Even anime is like a lot of it's
Yeah.
kid content, and
Well,
so yeah,
YouTube had to pay like $170 million
yeah,
out of this settlement or whatever. You know, so and it's pretty rough. And thankfully, our podcast has never been a kid friendly podcast,
no,
even 5 years ago. I mean, like even
yeah,
episode 1 in like 2014. None of the podcasts that I've ever done have been kid friendly podcasts, even when I was a kid making the
Yeah.
podcast. So and it just shows me that like the episodes have to exist somewhere else, and thankfully they're on Spotify and Google
Yeah.
Play and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
hey guys, welcome to License to View.
What's going on,
It's
guys?
generally a weekly pop culture podcast where Zach and I talk about movies and anime and TV and comic books and all that kind of stuff. And we were talking about
Yeah.
some the big thing that happened on YouTube right now. But Zach, what have you been up to, man, the last week?
It's not been too much crazy stuff. It's mostly just been I've just been plugging through Modern Warfare some more, playing the shit out of that game. Love it. It's great. Budweiser did not agree with you right
Dude,
there.
this I'll tell you this right now, man. Real quick. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
I'm not sure how your refrigerator. My refrigerator skunks beer in one night. Like if
I
I
don't
don't,
know because I don't really have like a. It's not really my fridge, and I don't really put anything in the fridge, so I haven't had to deal with that problem yet. I'll let you know when I get to my new apartment.
if I
Uh,
put beer in my refrigerator
mm,
overnight, the beer isn't necessarily skunked. It just tastes like shit.
ugh,
Like I
that's the
don't know if,
worst.
if the hops just die or whatever it is. I'm a pretty
Mm,
big beer nerd. I just
right.
say that as I'm drinking a Budweiser, but like I'm a pretty big craft beer nerd. Whatever. But it just kills the beer. So I have like at any given time, I'll buy a pack of a 6 pack or a 12 pack or whatever generous beer, and like if I don't slam all of them, or my girlfriend I don't slam all of them in one night, the next day they're not going to be good, right? And thankfully
Right.
we buy cans mostly because cans seem to last longer in our fridge. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the UV kills it from the outside. But if we have
Mm-hmm.
cans, the UV doesn't really hit it. But I had we have a 12 pack of Miller Lite
Right.
or Miller High Life. Again, I'm a big beer nerd, and um, it fucking I drank one a few nights ago playing Call of Duty, and it tasted like shit. And it's been that way for the last 2.5 years that I've lived at this place, and it
Damn.
really bugs me because I have to like buy a 6 pack or something and drink 3 or drink 4 one night, and like
Yeah. Jeez.
I don't want to be pressed to drink half my 6 pack,
Yeah.
So
No, that's ridiculous.
sorry, but
That's crazy.
what were you talking about?
Oh, but anyways, I've been slamming through Call of Duty. Been playing the shit out of the game. I love it. It's really fun. I'm on level like 102 now because it's weird because it's like it felt like it took forever for me to grow levels when you're doing that initial like 51 or whatever, the initial stuff where you're unlocking stuff, and then after that you basically do the like I don't know, it's like this season leveling up or whatever, but it's like I feel like I level up so much faster
When are
now
you
that I've
playing?
reached
Because
like
I've never seen you online.
I play a lot. I played a lot yesterday. I play a lot. I look for you guys all the time when I'm online, and it's like I never see Kyle online. I haven't seen Darren online.
Maybe it's not right because I swear I remember I logged on.
Maybe.
I played one day earlier this week, and it said you were playing Shoot House for like
Mhm.
9 hours on the same map.
That's not right.
And I'm like, that's not
I
right.
mean, um, yeah, no, that's not right at all. I mean, I play.
Like the same
I mean,
game
during the
type, the
week,
same map.
like when I'm. No, I mean, no, not definitely not the same game type. Especially where it's like gotten to the point where I'm playing Shoot House and it puts me in like team deathmatch like 3 times in a row. I'm like, fuck this. I like leave the lobby and like enter a new
That's how
lobby and
I
like
knew
try
it
to.
was wrong because I would like go, I would play, and it would happen to Kyle's account, our friend Kyle's account. I would show
Yeah.
a friend online, and I would come in like an hour later, and it's the same map, same game type, an hour later. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not right.
I don't know. They've got a bunch of bugs and shit that just keep cropping up. Like the more they try to fix shit, the more stuff crops up. But I mean, it's usually normally when I'm playing during the week, it's like Monday through Wednesday. I'm playing, uh, like Monday and Tuesday especially. I'm playing like I don't know around like 11 to like 2ish, like before I go to work, something like that. And then Wednesday I was basically playing like all night. Once I got home from work at like 8 o'clock. And then yesterday I played. Yesterday I played a little bit, but I also played, which goes to the other thing that I did, which was I also played a lot of Death Stranding yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Just because I feel like that's a game where it's like if I feel like it's the same way I feel like Metal Gear, where it's like not to the same extent, but it's like if I'm gonna sit down and like play Death Stranding, I want to like be able to like just sit there and play it for a while, and so
Hmm.
that's not. Especially like when I'm about to go to work, I'm like not trying to deal with that shit where it's like there was one time I tried to play a game and I got stuck in a cutscene for like literally 30 minutes. It wasn't Metal Gear, but it was a different game like that where it's like I was like playing it like right before I had to go to work, and it was like I was like late for work because it was like the cutscene would not fucking end, and I was
Yeah.
like, never again am I playing like a story-based game before I have to go to work. So that's why normally I just play Call of Duty, but so yesterday I played a lot of Death Stranding. Did the first real big boss battle in the game, which was fun. It's finally getting to the point where it's like I'm not just like sneaking around. You can actually like kind of fight back against like the ghost things a little bit, so that makes it a little more interesting. Plus, I just got the motorcycle you get. You get it earlier than I thought you would because it's like in like the third or fourth mission in the game is when you can start building generators, and as soon as you can build generators, you like get access to the bike. So I've been riding around the bike. That makes it a lot more fun, and it's not just like me like fucking running around all over the place. Like sometimes it still makes sense to run around, but yeah. So I was playing that. That's kind of fun. Um, that was really the main things that I've been playing for the most part. I still haven't bought Jedi yet. I probably won't buy Jedi until I move in and settle into my new apartment and figure out if I have enough money to actually buy it. Um, but I do want to play Jedi soon because everybody, especially on Colin's, he has like a gaming Facebook group or whatever, and all the guys in there who've been playing Jedi have said that they really love it and it's a fun game. So I'm excited to get into that once I get the time and the money. But the other big thing was that yesterday on Amazon, well, I saw it earlier this week and I decided to watch it yesterday, which is that Amazon Prime had Escape from New York
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
as part of their Prime membership. So I watched that yesterday. It was actually the first time I've ever seen Escape from New York. I never watched it
Oh, really?
before.
You've never seen it before?
Um, no, I'd never seen it before. Um, it's slower movie than I thought it was going to be.
Oh,
Because it's like when
dude.
everybody always talks about Escape
Yeah.
from New York, they always talk about how it's like a big like it's like quintessential like
Yeah.
80s action movie, but it's like it's just slow a lot of times. It's a lot of times it's just Snake like fucking walking around this
Yeah.
New York, but it's like it's a great movie and it's very reminiscent of like it's something that I've noticed with all of John Carpenter's movies that you don't really see anymore is that it just has fucking fantastic world building. I don't know if he like gets his ideas from something else or if it's just straight from his head. If it's straight from his head, then like his ideas are like some of the best ideas I've ever seen. 'Cause it's like the whole
Just
idea of like the New York prison island shit and like the just the world building that gets set up in like the first 2 minutes of the movie is great. So
it's a movie that I love. It's a movie that I saw when I was in high school because everyone
hmm
said it was such a like classic '80s
yeah,
movie. Like and obviously the big Carpenter movies besides the big three I would think are The Thing, this
hmm
and then Big Trouble are
yeah,
are the big three that I remember hearing like, hey, if you like these movies, these are really great films. Um, and so I remember my first reaction to it was the exact same reaction you have, which is like, this is a slow burn. It's
yeah,
not really. I thought it was gonna be like Snake Plissken because of Metal Gear. Like like
yeah. That's
Snake is
yeah,
Snake Plissken. So you're thinking like, okay, so
yeah,
we have this character, and then you look at the original Metal Gear. The whole point is like him sneaking in to the base and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking he's gonna walk in there and be like guns blazing, but I'm like, wait,
yeah,
you know what? That makes sense because Solid Snake is a spy and he's sneaking. So
yeah.
this does make sense to me. But it took me probably the second or third rewatch to really be like, okay, I like the movie because the graphics are great regardless of what viewing you watch it,
Yeah.
but the actual like pace of the movie is not like you
It
watch
picks up
like Big
closer to
Trouble.
the end, but
Big
it really
Trouble's
takes like
like
yeah.
Big
Oh
Trouble's
yeah,
like
Big
from the
Trouble is like
go
fucking balls to the
from the
wall. Like
moment it's like shit's
yeah,
happening. So I
yeah.
watch Big Trouble first, and then
hmm
it's all full humor and it's like tongue in cheek, and obviously you know the Kurt Russell's character isn't the main like is not the hero of the story. It's everybody
Yeah.
else who's better than
Right.
him. So you watch this movie and you're like, oh wait, like it's a very like a slow burn, low clearly a low budget. I mean,
Yeah. No.
comparatively,
Is this like one of his first movies? Because it just seems like it's just like yeah, it's just very low budget.
I
Well,
don't know.
I
I
was
don't
listening
know.
to Red Letter Media their review because I'd watched the review before I even watched the movie like a year, probably a couple months ago now, where it was like there was a time I like binged all the reviews, but
6 million budget came out in 1981.
okay.
Yeah.
But I re-listened to their review today after I watched the movie, and it's I mean it's a lot of the same points. It's like I don't know. I find myself agreeing with Jay and Mike in like equal parts, where it's like I do I like the atmosphere of the movie, and I like the score a lot because, like Jay, I like that kind of like synthy, like background noise,
The John
like
Carpenter music,
soundtrack.
because John Carpenter
Yeah,
makes his own music.
yeah.
He's a composer. He's an actual composer. I know he had a vinyl that came out. I think Mondo did it, released it, and I was gonna buy it because he makes like I don't like most of his movies, but his
Mm-hmm.
soundtracks are really great.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, it's really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit more than not as much as I thought I was going to do, just because I once again I went into it thinking it was going to be like an action movie, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed it for what it was. I like the fact that it's I ended up liking just like the atmosphere of the fact, and yeah, it's like going into it like knowing that like Solid Snake is Snake Plissken, you have like a certain way of like, so
expectation.
how exactly did like, yeah, like, oh
Yeah.
well, if this is who Solid Snake was based on, obviously there has to be something in this character that's like Solid Snake.
Well, no, the
And I
big
guess
thing
there is
that
a
I
little bit,
had,
but
the big reaction I had, especially being a big Metal Gear fan,
hmm
was watching this movie the first time when I was like 15 or something, and
hmm
thinking like, man, what did Kojima think was so cool about this character? Like, I'm like, this character is fine. Like, he's fine. His outfit's
yeah,
fine. The snake tattoo is fine. Like, everything about it is fine.
yeah,
But on the third or fourth rewatch, because I watch it probably honestly once a year. It's like it's a movie that
hmm
I watch once a year, not because I like it, like I love it, but just because it's you forget about it, and like I
hmm
think, oh yeah, that movie is really great, and I turn on, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine, and then I get back into it like midway. I'm like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
cool, you know,
It
but
definitely picks up midway for sure. Once he meets the old friend of his, Brain or whatever, when
mhm.
he goes to the public library, it picks up a lot. But yeah.
So what else you been doing?
I think that was it for the most part. I didn't watch Watchmen this week. I didn't get a chance to. Um, I might watch this weekend. I don't know. Maybe I'll do Double Trouble on Sunday or something like that. But
Okay.
I don't know. I also didn't like feel like a huge push to watch it. I don't know. It's not like with True Detective where it was like I wanted to watch it every week as it was coming out. It was like it was Monday, and I was like, I'd rather play Call of Duty.
Well, yeah. Well, I watched a couple things. The first thing I watched, Toys That Made Us season 3 came out. I don't know if I
Okay.
talked about that last week, but I it's only 4 episodes every season,
hmm
and they take forever. But it's basically a documentary series on Netflix about toys and famous toys that and how they were made and toy lines. And this season was Power Rangers, TMNT, My Little Pony, and wrestling figures. So it was a great season
Nice.
for me. Um, I know they're doing a spin-off apparently called The Movies That Made Us, which I'm very hyped for
Okay.
because I guess it's supposed to be
That'd be cool.
the same concept but about movies and about because it's all about 80s nostalgia and 90s stuff. So it's a really great series. It's really
hmm
fun. And their Instagram is really great if you want to follow their Instagram.
Okay.
Watch that. But then I watched for the first time ever, never seen any of them before. I watched the
Okay.
first Cars.
Oh.
And
Ugh.
I've never seen Cars. My girlfriend is a fucking Cars fan. Like we were watching it and
Ugh.
she was quoting shit before it happened and all this shit, man.
hmm
And I thought the first Cars movie, it's fine. It looks great
It's okay.
for a
I mean,
2006
it's Pixar.
Pixar.
It looks
But
fantastic.
for a
Yeah.
2006 Pixar movie, it looks great. It looks really good for 2006. And if you go back and
Yeah.
rewatch like Monsters Inc., which I never saw until a year ago because my girlfriend wanted to watch it, it looks
hmm
like shit. And I know because Monsters Inc. has like hair particle effects and like skin, whereas Cars it's
hmm
just robotic
It's just
animatronic.
cars,
Yeah,
dude.
it's cars and there's planes, so
Yeah.
there's not a concern about making it look realistic. I thought the story was
Yeah.
fine. I remember I started to watch either two or three, and I liked the idea more. The
Yeah.
movie was where he's racing, he gets injured in the race, and it's like Sacha Baron
mm
Cohen or some like French other, not Talladega Nights,
Yeah.
but like something similar. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait, isn't that what the movie's about? And she's like, no, he's in this town the whole time. And I'm like, oh okay, I don't care.
I know the second one I think is the one where it's like yeah, overseas and it's like the
He's like a spy or
Michael
something,
Caine
right?
has a like a spy character car thing that he's like James Bond but in cars. I don't know.
I mean, look, Cars 3. I know Cars 3 is like there's like another character in it, like a girl car or something, and he like is
I
like the
never watched Cars 3.
okay Jackson Storm. It was fine. So I watched that, and then I watched movies that I fucking loved. And I was like bored at
Okay.
work one day and I had time. I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm about to fucking watch some flicks I want to watch. I haven't seen in a while." First one I
Okay.
watched. I haven't seen this movie probably in 10 years, because it's my least favorite of the bunch from this guy. But
Okay.
it's a great movie nonetheless. I don't watch as often as the other movies. I watched Lock,
Okay.
Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's a great
Dude, his
movie.
new movie's coming out, and I'm fucking jacked for it because it's
I
got
don't I don't know,
it's
man.
got well, it's Guy Ritchie. Look,
Yeah.
I'm tell you why I'm excited for it. Guy Ritchie and Matthew McConaughey. That's all I need right there. Because
Yeah,
you know
that
Matthew
but
McConaughey
that
is my boy.
first trailer was so whatever.
It seemed like quintessential Guy Ritchie.
It to me it seemed like a Netflix movie.
Mm.
Like it didn't really have the vibe of like Snatch.
I mean, it got me more excited than fucking watching his King Arthur movie.
Yeah, and look, I'll watch every Guy Ritchie movie because I'm dialed in. I'll watch everything he
Yeah.
does. Fuck, I mean I watch everything he does, and
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for him to do a third Sherlock Holmes, and I'm waiting for him to do a second Man from
Yeah.
Uncle. So
I
this
would love for him to do a
movie,
second Man
well,
from
it's
Uncle.
the Gentleman's, right, or whatever.
The Gentleman, yeah.
It looks fine. I'm gonna watch it, but the trailer just really was not well edited to me. The
Mm.
pacing was it was a long trailer. The pacing was kind of weird. They're trying to introduce all these people at one time, which I know is like his thing, but like kind of let the movie do that.
Yeah.
Um, it's not nothing he does is gonna ever be Snatch.
Yeah.
So, but I watched Lost Talk and that's fine, or really good. And then I watched Unforgiven because it was on
Okay.
Showtime, I think, or HBO, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like Unforgiven. It's Clint Eastwood's last western,
Mm-hmm.
and it's when he said he's gonna not do anymore because he wanted to not repeat himself or copy someone
Mm-hmm.
else on accident. And I like it. It's a really great western. It's not my favorite Clint Eastwood western. Obviously, the big three are the big ones.
Yeah.
Hang 'em High is really great, but Unforgiven's really good, especially comparatively to like Tombstone. And I love Tombstone, but
Yeah.
it's not realistic at all. And
Mm-hmm.
then I watched. Oh God, what was I watching today? Oh, I was watching Peaky Blinders.
Oh, I actually
Um,
haven't watched that show yet. Is it
I
good?
I watched the first season when it came out in
Mm-hmm.
2013. I didn't necessarily care for it. I watched part of
Okay.
season two because I heard that Tom Hardy was in it,
I heard that Tom Hardy was in it, yeah.
but I didn't remember what happened in season one, so I had no context. So I haven't watched.
It's
So
mostly about Cillian Murphy, right?
Cillian Murphy's
His
character,
character?
yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm going back from the beginning and I'm rewatching. Like if I go to Netflix and you look at my Netflix thing, it says that I watched season one and two. Like that
Mm-hmm.
has the red bar, but I
Right.
don't remember shit. So I'm going back and they're in season five, or season five just ended. So I'm going back and rewatching all of
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay.
And I'm watching as a companion piece because it takes place in the same time period, Boardwalk
Okay.
Empire.
Okay.
So it's like both gangster shows take place at the
I
same
remember
time
watching
after
like
World
the
War
first
One.
like 3 or 4 episodes of Boardwalk Empire when it came out, and then it fell off the map for me. I don't remember. That was way before, because I would watch that like as it came out for a little bit, but I think that was before I had DVR. Like I mean I was still at my parents' house when that show fucking started.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I watched watched the first two seasons when they came out. Never finished it because I heard it ended badly. My
Mm,
dad, who's a big gangster film fan, said that it's a good show, so I said fuck it, I'll check it out. I have nothing else to do. There's nothing
mm,
else I'm watching except for I haven't been talking about this. I haven't been talking about this show at all. I forget why, but every
mm.
week my girlfriend and I watch prodigals. I can't say the word.
Prodigal Son.
Prodigal Son, which is like some crime show
Hmm.
about. It's on like NBC or some shit or CBS or something. It's on Hulu. We're watching it on Hulu when it comes out.
Oh, is this the one where it's like his dad is a serial killer
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit like that?
yeah. His dad's a serial
Okay,
killer.
I saw a preview for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're watching that every week, and we don't even like it. It's just something to watch. It's not
Hmm.
bad. It's definitely one of the better TV shows that I've seen recently because a lot of the TV shows are bad. I mean,
Hmm.
it has what's his name from Longhorn in it, the Filipino guy,
Oh,
Lou Diamond.
yeah, Lou Diamond. Lou
He's in
Diamond
it,
Phillips.
and he's Filipino, so I have to watch it. Um, and then it had the main character is fine. I think overall the show is whatever. It's TV.
Mhm.
You know, it's not great TV, but it has
Right.
the guy. His dad is the guy from Good Omens. Um, something Martin Sheen, not Martin Sheen. Fucking.
It's Martin Sheen, isn't it?
Is
It's
it?
Martin Sheen and David Tennant. I thought. Is it not Martin Sheen?
I keep getting confused. What's fucking Emilio Estevez's dad's name
Fuck
from
me.
Apocalypse Now? Isn't it Martin Sheen too?
Yeah, that's Martin Sheen.
How the fuck are they both named Martin Sheen?
I don't know. Martin
How?
Sheen is Apocalypse Now is Martin Sheen
Okay, hold on.
because that's Charlie Sheen's dad.
Yeah, and so Emilio Estevez's dad. Okay,
Yeah.
Martin Sheen. Okay, now I'm gonna go to Good Omens. Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Michael
Okay.
Sheen. Okay.
Is he
Okay.
part of the Sheen family, or
No,
is he just an
he's
unrelated
British.
Sheen?
He's British.
Okay.
Welsh. Welsh. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I'm watching that show. That show sucks, but whatever. It's whatever. Whatever. So, guys, let's go ahead and move it on into our next topic of the show, which is going to be actually Mandalorian.
That's what I figured. Yes.
Mandalorian, episode 3.
Episode 3 dropped today.
Zach, yeah, it's dropped today. I watched it. You watched it. What were your thoughts?
Yes.
What do you think about the episode? And I got some other stuff I want to mention to you about it, but we'll talk about the episode first.
Okay. So I also watched. I watched episode 2 after we got off the podcast last week.
Okay.
I definitely know what you were talking about with the Jawa was about the tonal clash.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
Yeah.
That whole bit with him and that weird alien was just strange. The tone was just not all there. I don't know.
Mhm.
It was weird.
So you see how, but speaking about that,
But overall,
real quick though,
I overall enjoyed that episode. Oh yeah.
real quick though, with the Jawas part, I think I mentioned in our review last week that he should have had a jetpack, right?
Yeah, I know.
And what happened? What happened this episode? He goes, "I gotta get me one of those."
That shit pissed me off. Where it's everybody else in the fucking. First of all, he's like, if you watch this fucking episode, he's like the fucking head Mandalorian in this fucking thing that's like out there like doing shit. But he's the only one that doesn't have a fucking jetpack.
Well, I think, and I don't remember about this in the MCU. I don't remember this in the EU, but I think that the armor smith is like the head.
It's like the chieftain. Right?
Yeah, and I think, and that's gonna tie into what I'm talking about later. But I think that the character, is supposed to be like the chief of the clan or whatever. So
yeah. I mean that makes. I mean there's a lot. I mean this episode 3, definitely had. I mean I like the world building in it. I like learning more about the Mandalorian culture. I like the. I was thinking about it after I watched the episode, and it was like. I was thinking about how they thought about their culture, and it was like the way that they wrote this was like if you were going to make a TV show about like a fucking predator and like a predator on the home world, it's like the same type of culture where it's like the hunted or the be hunted shit, and it's like the very rigid like class structure in the thing, and everybody has like their own jobs, and you've got like the soldiers and the hunters, and it's like bounty hunters are hunters in that world, and it's like even the fact where it was like she was wanting to give him some sort of like I don't know, like classification or something like that on his armor because he killed like the big what is it called, a mudhorn or some shit.
Mudhorn, yeah.
And he said he did deserve it because the baby Yoda helped him. And then I don't know. It was interesting. I liked seeing more about that world, but I still don't understand why he doesn't have a fucking jetpack. It makes no fucking sense.
I don't understand why they have to heat up the Beskar and then use a computer system machine to like shape it and then still have to blacksmith it.
Yeah, she still did, like hammer it. That was, I mean, it's a weird mix of like
but
technology.
Then she
and, like,
turned on the
old-fashioned-
computer and the hologram showed up what she was making. So the press
Did
made
she?
it.
I have to watch it again. I
So,
thought
yeah,
it was just like
when they melt the
I know that it
Beskar-
like pressed it in.
when she
then I
melts the
thought that it was,
Beskar,
like-
she like taps
Okay.
a machine and it pops up like what I'm 90% sure it pops up like what piece of gear she's making. And then
Okay.
the press presses down and makes the shape. But then she still has to hammer it, like fine tune it. We have laser guns. Laser guns.
Well, it's like also it was like they were talking about the fact that it was, like in the initial like laydown scene or whatever, where it was like when he brings the Beskar, she was basically talking about how she was only going to make him a chess piece, and then he shows up and he has a completely fucking new set of armor,
No, no,
like
no, no,
not
no.
just a
So
chess piece, like he has like
what,
gauntlets and
what the dialogue was? Because I remember that because that scene was my favorite scene of the episode. Um,
I love that scene in the
parts
episode.
of it
Yeah,
were parts of it bothered me, but I'll get to that later. That she says you have enough here for a full suit is what the guy says when he gives him.
I thought she said a full chassis,
Just
like a full.
a full thing. So
Okay,
what Werner Herzog says, you have enough here for a full thing, and then he
right.
says, I need the full thing. Majig takes him off, leave it for the younglings or whatever the fuck they're called. Um,
Yeah,
and then they talk about that.
foundlings.
Yeah, I like to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean that's just yeah, that was interesting, and I like that. I mean, I like that sit down with him and the chieftain, and then you have the antagonism in the clan of like, I don't know. There's like that code of honor there, which I thought was interesting. Just basically in the fact where it was like the empire is basically dirty money at this point. Um, so it's interesting seeing that conflict in the clan, but then all of that fucking gets resolved in like the last 5 minutes, I guess, because he steals back Baby Yoda. So I guess all the
but
Mandos
see,
forgive
but
him.
that's okay. So I like the episode. I think it's better
I
than
enjoyed this a lot more than episode two.
I think it was better than the episode two. My gripes are this: number one,
Yeah,
the internal conflict within the clan, the Mandalorian clan. I didn't
yeah,
understand because the big conflict was the big guy was saying to him, "That's that's from the Empire that they stole." And the
right,
Empire like raided our villages on Mandalore or whatever the fuck. So you work for
right,
them, and they said that the
right.
Empire's not there anymore. In my mind, you're a hunter. Your
Yeah,
job is to go and track and kill and your warriors. So why do
yeah,
you care? Because they're the highest bidder. So that to me, Boba Fett, who is the embodiment of like Mandalorian hunter, bounty hunter, he wouldn't give a
yeah,
shit about who gives him the money
yeah.
because it's done and over with. You get the money, you get your back, and if you want
Right.
revenge later, you get revenge later. Number
Yeah,
two, them helping him at the end was not explained at all. If it's because he
yeah.
saved the baby, that makes no fucking sense. Why the fuck do they care
It
about
makes no
Yoda?
sense. Yeah, well, it's like, well, I guess
And they didn't know what
I could
Yoda
see
was.
it from a. It's not explained out, but I could see it from the justification of basically they're willing to help him out because he's willing to, I guess, go against the Empire. I guess because it's,
But the
I
Empire's
guess because
gone.
it's yeah,
The Empire's
but it's still
gone.
like the I don't know, but I mean it's like I don't know, just because the empire is done. I mean these are like empire. They're basically the symbols for the empire, which
See,
I guess would
I
be the
took it
symbol for like their purging. I
I
guess
took it as
is
just
what they
this.
called it.
I took it as this. The
It
guild
also
was
didn't make any sense how they fucking showed up in the first place, because like
I
he
took it
didn't
as this.
communicate with them.
The guild was trying to tie him up, get him fucked, and they said, okay,
Yeah.
no, fuck that. We're gonna take care of our own. That's how I perceived it. Not about the baby. Just that
No, I definitely thought it. I definitely was like, yeah, it definitely seemed like they were helping him out because he's a Mandalorian and he was in trouble. He's
but
part of their clan.
also like my other big gripe with with the episode is that it's not even inherent with the episode. It's inherent with Star Wars. Is that
Mm.
blasters have no kick. So the
You mean
gunfights
like recoil?
recoiled. So the gunfights look boring because they're just
Mm.
doing this. Pew 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 pew. Like the guy has the big like laser machine gun, and he's
Yeah.
just standing there like, and it's not impactful because there's no
Mm.
visual cue of force from the gun, right? Like if you watch like a
I kind
military
of feel like that a
movie,
little bit with his disintegrator. That there's seems to be some kickback with that at least a little bit more than
I don't even
blasters.
think that he was firing them off so fast and reloading so fast with the disintegrator. I think what makes the disintegrator not as bad as the sound effect and then the poof of the disintegration
Yeah,
makes it seem. But he is just sitting there like in the whole scene where he's being pinned down. Spoiler alert, by the way. He's just
yeah,
blasting them off like it's no problem. So and
yeah,
that's the problem with sci-fi is that there's no like a lightsaber when lightsabers hit or lightsabers hit something, it still cuts through like butter, but the
yeah.
thicker the thing is, like in episode one when Obi-Wan and
They're coming to cut through the
they
wall.
cut through
Yeah,
the
or the
door
door.
and you see them
Yeah,
have to like push it through and they still have to fight through because of the force, right? Not the force, but the force of the blade and the heat.
yeah,
With blasters, it's just like pew 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 pew, and I get it. They're laser guns. I understand that, but to me, in a gun of a big firefight gunfight, to me it makes the less. It's just visually not as fun.
yeah. I could definitely see that
Plus,
for
there's no
sure.
reloading. I mean, the rifle
I
reloads,
which is
but the
the weird
pistols don't
thing was like
reload.
I played Star Wars Battlefront. There's reloading.
Well, I know in the
So
books that you have to reload the batteries and
yeah,
blasters. At least they used
yeah,
to, and like Han would have to reload the battery of the DL, whatever the fuck it's called, DL-44, whatever the fuck
yeah.
it's called. So like no one's
Well, at least there should
reloading.
be like an overheating or an overcharge or something like that.
Right. The rifle reloads because we see him putting the shells in, but
Yeah.
also the rifle is so skinny on a set design, it shocks people and disintegrates people, and it's a sniper rifle. Like that's a
I
cool
get the sniper
rifle,
rifle
but
from like the disintegration, but I don't get the shocking thing.
also
That's the thing
how
I don't get.
where does the so he's putting shells in, but it's
Right.
disintegrating. It's coming out from the prongs.
Right.
So on a visual level, it should be a cannon because
Yeah.
there's a shell. So what's the slug?
Right.
Is it a battery that charges? And I don't like the design of that rifle at all. I like the
Yeah, it's
bottom
very weird.
half with like the wood, whatever
Hmm.
animal stock that is. I think that's a really cool design. But I think
Yeah.
it needs to be an actual fucking rifle.
It doesn't. The prongs don't make any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so he has a tool to fight up close.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Basic.
But
Yeah. Basically.
no, when the
But he
scene,
also has this fucking vibrating knife shit.
so
Vibra knife. Whatever the
with the
fuck it is.
recoil things, all the Mandalorians are flying up and using their fucking jetpacks, whatever, and they're just floating around.
Also,
Just
not
pew
one
pew
person
pew
had their
pew pew
fucking
pew
jetpack
pew.
shot and fucking like did a Boba Fett shit and like fucking
I think
went all
no
over the place.
one did.
Did it? I didn't see
I think
any. I didn't see that happen at all.
didn't the what you said? You mean the rocket?
Yeah, like no, like nobody had a Boba Fett moment where it's like somebody fucking hit the jetpack. Because
Oh,
also I feel like the jetpack's a huge target,
I
so I
thought you
feel like
meant
nobody like
I thought you meant the missile.
did somebody use a missile? I didn't see that either.
I thought the first guy they killed was a missile shot.
I mean, I definitely saw a missile like come out, but I didn't see it like come from a jetpack. Like there was just a
I just
missile back
assumed it was from a missile, the jetpack.
there. Mm,
I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
Um,
I mean that's a fair assumption. Yeah,
but I mean, overall, I mean, story wise, the episode's fine. I understand his motives for saving the baby Yoda.
yeah.
I think
I mean, I
that
get it. He has some sort of bond with it or something like that.
yeah,
That
I
I mean,
just
it's
feel like
I'm fine with it.
it really just like this is my same concern that we talked about last week with
Talking about Solid Snake though, which was his infiltration into that base though was nice. Him using the
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
you got
cool.
to see him use all his different like bounty hunter
Tools,
gadgets. He
yeah.
did like the grappling hook to like fucking pull a guy and shit like that. That was cool. That was a good scene too.
Oh
I
yeah,
enjoyed that a
that
lot.
was a cool scene.
It's infiltration.
I just don't. I still am unsure of how I feel about him being soft.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Well, it's
And
like I was
again,
reading an article
I
and
really
I agreed
liked.
with it a lot, which was
I really
oh,
felt
okay.
bad for the Baby Yoda. Like I was like, don't give the Baby Yoda up because they did a really good job of
Yeah, no,
animating.
definitely don't give the baby
Like
Yoda up. Like, come on.
they animated the Baby Yoda so good. I'm like, please don't give the Baby Yoda up. Like it looks sad,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
it's
it
making
looks
this
so
face like
sad
it's
and
like looking at him
depressed.
being like, don't do it. And I'm like, fuck, dude. But at the same time, I was like, fuck it. You're a Mandalorian. Just walk in there and be like, fuck you, give me my fucking steel, and then leave because you're a
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
yeah.
Stop being
But
John Wick about
I
it.
think that's part of the flashback though, where it's like he's not an actual Mandalorian. I think he was kind of like adopted into that culture, which is, yeah, I guess I'm thinking that they're trying to build it up as to why he has that sort of softness in him,
Oh,
and just
yeah,
that he's
absolutely.
not actual like full bred. So I mean, I guess in that sense it makes more sense to me. Also, there was one. Well, there's two other things about the episode, which was one was there was a piece of world building in there that made no sense if you watch the prequels, which is they talk about the fact that as Mandalorians they don't take off their helmets, and they recited that creed where it's like,
Hmm.
"Have you ever taken your helmet off? Have you had anybody take your helmet off?" You watch episode two, fucking Jango Fett's walking around like his helmet's like no fucking big
Hmm.
deal, and like
Hmm.
he doesn't give a fuck that anybody sees him without his helmet on. So that makes no sense
Yep.
unless Jango Fett is just like not a Mandalorian, he's just a bad Mandalorian. But
Hmm.
like apparently a part of this culture is you're not supposed to take your helmet off, which I'm cool with. But if you've watched episode two, which is canon, that Jango Fett's character makes no fucking sense then.
Well, I think too, and I could be getting this wrong because of my Star Wars knowledge is one irrelevant now, and two I don't
Yeah.
necessarily remember. But like by the time that the Republic was there, it was like Mandalorians were like not a thing anymore. Like the
Mm.
culture was like neutered already.
Mm.
So like
Hmm.
maybe they weren't following by like they weren't following the creed anymore because they were scattered across the galaxies. But
Maybe.
now that they were purged completely off Mandalore, maybe they're like, fuck, we have to go back to the old school, you know?
Yeah. That could make sense. I
Go
could see
back,
that for sure.
which is funny because what did Luke do? I don't know. Fucking not that.
Yeah.
Fucking not that. Fucking piece of shit,
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson.
Ugh.
So real
Oh,
quick,
and then there was the last
go
thing that I
ahead.
was talking about was I enjoyed this episode a lot, and I've enjoyed this show so far. But I read an article and it struck a chord with me, which was just that, and it still is relevant after this third episode, which is just I don't know what the point of the show is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
3 episodes into an 8 episode season, and I don't. There's
Yeah.
no overall story as far as I can see. Like after episode 3, we basically wrapped up the bounty that was established in episode
Mm-hmm.
1, which seemed like it was going to be a long thing. Which is, I mean, he took the Baby Yoda in, and now he saved the Baby Yoda, and so
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's just now I don't know. I don't know what the fuck
Yeah, because
episode
he
4 is going to be
can't take the
about.
bounty anymore because he just fucked the guild over. So he's not gonna go fly and get that bounty he grabbed, is
Yeah.
he? Like, what's the point?
Well, he's already got. I mean, he already got the Beskar steel, so I
No,
mean,
no,
he
well,
still
no,
has
the bounty that he picked up after that, the next bounty,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, the Calrissian or whatever the
the
fuck they.
with the fucking fish man, fucking
Yeah, the fucking general. Oh my God, what's his
it's
name?
with a C, starts with a C. Not the general, but
It's
the actual race.
yeah. I was thinking
Yeah,
of fucking
I'm talking about Akbar.
whatever the fuck he is, the Akbar,
Akbar, yeah,
the Akbar race.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I guess he's gonna find a new guild or something like that. I assume at one point we have to see where the Deadpool character comes in because she is also a bounty hunter and she meets up with him at some point.
Oh yeah, Gina
So I
Carano, yeah.
assume, yeah, Gina. I assume Gina is either going to be introduced in like the next episode or in like episode 5. Like at some point there has to be some new. He's got to find a new guild or something like that. I mean, I
Yeah.
assume there's got to be more than one bounty hunting guild in this entire galaxy. So
Yeah. Or he delivers it to the New Republic, and that's fucking lame. I
yeah.
wanted to say real quick to tie off our Mandalorian episode talk.
Mhm.
You know who Anita Sarkeesian, right? Is right.
I know who she is. Yeah.
Okay, so she's a big feminist. She's a person that you're either on one side or the other on.
Yeah.
And I'm on the one side that really think she's annoying. I
She's
think
super fucking.
I'm pretty sure she had a Kickstarter that she got all this money for, then just used it all, and then never made this game she was trying to make.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about that. She made a tweet like yesterday, and the tweet was like, "I'm pretty sure I watched episode 1 of The Mandalorian, and not one woman spoke in it." And then she got all this backlash, and of course she automatically twisted it to be say she's a victim. But then all the responses, a lot of responses were like, "Yeah, the chieftain spoke, and the chieftain's a woman." And her response was like, "Oh, so you mean the 3 seconds?" And then someone was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking western. The Mandalorian didn't even speak that much."
Yeah, I was about to say he had like 2 lines of dialogue in the
And
whole
then
first episode.
I watched this episode. I'm like, "Are you really gonna say that now?" Like the
Yeah.
chieftain had some of the most lines
Yeah.
in the show. Like, who fucking cares? It's a western.
Yeah.
But that was a big reaction to Mandalorian was her reaction.
Ugh.
Did you watch the Rise of Skywalker new spot?
No, I didn't watch the new spot. Was there anything new in it?
I think so. I haven't been really paying attention to the trailers and what's in them.
Yeah.
There's some new stuff in there, I believe. I don't.
Was there more horses traveling on top of a Star Destroyer?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I hope so.
I
That's
don't
gonna be
necessarily
big. It's gonna be a big
care.
moment.
I don't care about this movie, but I'm fucking. I don't care about this movie, but I'm gonna see it, so I'm the problem. Like I'm paying.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna give the money.
No, I mean we're both the problem. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and hit this news to wrap up
Yeah.
the show. Let's talk
do it.
about Kathleen. Talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about Kathleen Kennedy. Did you happen to see this interview with Rolling Stone?
I didn't see the interview with the Rolling Stone. I've seen a bunch of the other Star Wars news that has been coming out as of late. There's a lot of future talk
Yeah.
this week.
I just want to
I
dial
didn't
in.
specifically see this interview from her though.
I want
I
to
hope she's
dial
out of the
in.
job next year because
Yeah.
I think her contract's up in like 2021 or some shit.
Well, I
Thank
want to
God.
dial in on one part of the interview that is kind of really blowing up on YouTube, which was, and I'm going to paraphrase the quote here, but this interview with Kathleen Kennedy, I think it was with Rolling Stone, I could be wrong. She's
Yeah.
essentially saying that comic book movies have so much source material to pull from, so it's kind of hard to know where they're going to go in the future of Star Wars because there's not enough source material like comic books have.
Yeah.
So that ignited every fucking Legends EU nerd to be like,
I was about to
excuse
say they
me.
fucking destroyed all of the fucking
Yeah.
extended material
And I heard that, and I was
and
watching
made a
videos
worse
about it,
product.
and I saw
Yeah.
that the quote, and I would find it if I could, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I saw that quote, and I saw videos about it, and I was like thinking to myself, like, not only did George Lucas give you transcripts of his future ideas, you had over 30 years of books and comics to pull from. And they fucking pulled Ben Solo from the books. I mean, they changed
Mm-hmm.
his name and made him shitty, but they still pulled him from. That's fucking Jason. That's fucking Jason Solo. You know, and that really fucking made me. I mean, I really did not like her as obviously not on a personal level because I don't know the lady, but as a boss of Star Wars, I'm like, fuck, you have no respect to what other authors and artists and colorists and people have done. That when there was a dry period of Star Wars for like a long time, what kept Star Wars alive was these books. It was the
Mm-hmm.
Thrawn novels. It was
Yeah.
Timothy Zahn. It was all these people doing these stories. It was the creation of Jaina and Jason and Ben and Anakin and Mara Jade and all this stuff. And it really rubbed me the wrong way because it showed that she had just to give a fuck. And I get that it's legend stuff, it's not canon, which is fine because even back when George Lucas had it, it wasn't necessarily canon then. Um,
Yeah.
but I will say this in defense of fucking legends nerds and fake legends nerds. I saw a video about this topic on John Campia's YouTube channel, right?
Ugh.
And he
I've
there's a
decided to have less and less respect for John Campia over the
oh
years.
I don't watch him at all. I just
Yeah.
saw this video he was doing on it, it had a lot of views, so I watched it. And I was scrolling through the comments. One of the comments was like pro legends, like how's Captain Kennedy? How do you not know about the books? You know, there's a thing called Legacy of the Force, which is an arc in Star Wars novels where Jason turns to a Sith and becomes Darth Caedus. Now, I have
Mm-hmm.
these books downstairs in my bookshelf. I love this arc in particular. Before this was the Yuzong Vong War. It was like 19 books. I did not necessarily love
Mm-hmm.
it because when it came out, it was 1998, 1999. Obviously, I'm too young to read Star Wars books.
Right.
So Legacy of the Force was like kind of like the prime time for me to get into it, and plus my friend gave them to me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What the next comment under this was again, these are all pro Legends people being like Kathleen Kennedy, you dumb bitch, here's Star Wars. The
Yeah.
comment was, yeah, Legacy of the. I love those books. Like I was so pissed off when Jason killed Anakin, and my response to that was Mara? Question mark? Because Jason Solo did not kill Anakin. Anakin
Yeah.
died on a ship saving everyone where he became one with the Force. Jason killed his aunt Mara Jade, you fucking fake fan. This person is not here, not gonna watch this, but I commented on that YouTube channel because that's fucking lame. That's the fucking problem. Is fucking fake fans who are
Yeah.
like gonna talk up as though like I say Kathleen Kennedy is doing wrong. I say Ryan Johnson's doing wrong, but I also
Mm-hmm.
paid money for the other material. I didn't go
Yeah.
to Wikipedia and just be like, "Oh, I love Jason Solo."
Yeah.
That shit's also the problem. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Kill Anakin. He loved Anakin. Anakin was his fucking Padawan, Zach, or his brother. Excuse me.
I'm gonna be
No,
honest
Ben
with
was
you,
his
Jason,
Ben
that
was
I've
his,
been wanting to get into it, but I have not ever. Well, no, I've read the Thrawn trilogy, but that's as far as I got into Legends continuity.
sorry.
I feel like I should get into it more, but
Anakin is his brother, younger brother, who
okay.
Jason gets captured by the Yuzong Vong, which are these alien things that are like the Force doesn't hit them, doesn't matter. You have to kill them like you have to kill them in combat, right? So
Okay.
like Jason gets captured, he's tortured for like a long fucking time, like 6 months or some bullshit, right? So they find they and they're on the ship to get him, and then Anakin's there. Anakin's a little younger than Jason and Jaina. They're all in this raiding party, and there's this girl. Her name's like Tenel Ka, I believe that's her name. This is like Anakin's girlfriend. Like they're
Okay.
they're romancing. They haven't kissed or anything yet, right? And
Okay.
they're trying to get off the ship. And
Hand holding.
Anakin's like, I'm gonna stay back here, divert the aliens. Y'all get out of here. And she goes, okay, well, give me. She gets real close to his face, like to kiss him, right? And she's like, and he goes in for a kiss. And she's like, nah, you get that when you come back. And he never comes back. He becomes one with the Force. It's the book's called Star by Star. I fucking know my Star Wars shit. Star by Star, Stars by Star. He becomes one with the Force, like burning, like his atoms burned, what they say, and he shoots
Oh my
lightning just
god.
out the fucking hands, right? Because in the EU, Jedi's are fucking way more intense than any other
Yeah.
Jedi movie, right? And everyone, he dies, spark gone from the
I
Force.
was gonna say Jedi's use fucking lightning.
Well, it's like Force, like it becomes pure Force. It's not like not dark Force energy, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
everyone knows that he's dead, right? So it cuts
Right.
back to his mom on a ship with Han, and she's like, Han goes, Leia, what's wrong? And she's on the floor, like fetal position, like crying, really like sobbing, and she can't talk, and she keeps saying ah. He's like, what? And he goes, oh no, she's saying Anakin's dead. Bomb.
Bum, bum, bum.
And at this point, because Ben Skywalker is a baby,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He's strong with the Force because he's Skywalker. So he's feeding off of the rest of the people's energy. He starts sobbing because he's a baby.
Damn.
So I mean, look, that already is a
It's
better.
pretty intense,
That's
dude.
already a better movie than fucking TFA and the TLJ. That's already a
Yeah.
better fucking movie, right? Now, granted, we had 15 years from Thrawn to that book or whatever to appreciate these characters.
Right.
And then, real quick, sorry, and Legacy of the Force, Darth Caedus, he like starts to get Tenel Ka to like be a dark Jedi because she's like, listen, I can bring back Anakin. I can bring the same fucking Darth Vader shit. I can bring her.
That's Darth Vader shit.
I can bring him back. I'm that powerful. And then his twin sister has to kill him. And
Yeah.
she goes to Boba Fett to teach him the Jedi tricks to how to fucking kill Jedi. Already better. Kathleen Kennedy, no source material? Okay, Zach, next thing. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about, Zach? You go ahead and pick.
All right, I'll pick this time. Hold on. Let me open up my list. My list here. Oh, this was interesting. There was so we're getting a Star Trek 4
Yeah, I
that's
saw
not
that. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino's.
There's backlash to this, too. Have you seen the backlash to this?
No, I haven't. I'm surprised. Is it the same people who like this fucking Picard show that apparently true Star Trek fans fucking hate?
So the backlash is this. I think Mary Sue wrote an article about this. Was
Oh,
like
well, that's all you need to know right there.
it was, who is this director and why does he get to direct Star Wars with having no experience? And
Yeah.
they're like, he made one movie and it didn't do well. That was their excuse, right?
Mm.
And I'm thinking like, oh, because apparently in the previous incarnation of the fourth film, they had a lady director attached to it. The first director, who was a lady, to direct Star Wars or Star Trek, and they pulled it away, quote unquote, and gave it to this guy. Even though this guy has had very big success with TV shows, aka Bones, aka all the shit that
He did Legion apparently.
Legion, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And his first movie didn't do well, but so they're bad about that. But at the same time, the person who's doing Harley Quinn
Mm-hmm.
has done one movie
Yeah.
and made $5,000.
And that movie's gonna be hot garbage anyways. So
Yeah. So that's the
movie's
big
fucking
drama.
dead
So
on arrival.
people are like, why did they give this guy the movie when he has no background? Even though you and I talked about it 1,000 times, where there are so many movies that don't get directors
yeah.
who don't deserve that movie, but they just get them because of whatever. Like Ryan
Yeah.
Johnson didn't deserve fucking Last Jedi.
Fucking Colin Trevorrow didn't deserve a fucking Star Wars. I mean, he didn't get one, but I mean, they gave it to him in the beginning. He didn't
Yeah.
fucking deserve it.
I'm pretty sure we actually talked about that. I'm pretty sure
Where all of these people didn't.
Well, I'm
deserve
pretty
the
sure
movies that they got?
4 years ago, I'm pretty sure we like talked about how Colin Trevorrow didn't deserve to get like Jurassic Park or
Pretty
Star
sure we
Wars.
did, yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't know if we talked about how he didn't deserve Jurassic Park, but he definitely didn't deserve Star Wars.
and it's like how I feel about. Okay, I'll mention this later, but there's a lot of directors who don't deserve stuff. But that's the business, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have cared if it was a girl or a guy because the last Star Trek movie wasn't good.
I didn't watch it. That's the one with Idris Elba, right?
Yes, that's the one that
I don't
Simon
know.
Pegg.
I was kind of
Simon Pegg wrote.
underwhelmed. I was underwhelmed by the con one. I don't remember
Into
what that
Darkness.
fucking one. Into Darkness.
Yeah, it
That
sucks.
one was underwhelming.
See, the first one is
Because
so
the first
fun.
one's still good.
Yeah, the first one is
First one's
so
great.
fun. The first one's so fun.
Yeah.
Second one's bad, and the third
The
one is
third one
whatever.
was Justin Lin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Justin Lin, and then a heavy script rewrites by Simon Pegg. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm.
Star Trek 4. Did
Yeah.
you watch or see any of the Elizabeth Banks Charlie's Angel stuff?
I have no interest in that movie whatsoever. Uh, I know that. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen too much about it. I just know that it
Trash.
bombs. So thank
Trash.
fucking God,
Now,
because that
did
movie
you
looked
see
like
the world's
garbage in the first
reactions to it?
trailer.
This is a big week for
The what?
reactions. You see the
Is it?
reactions to it? Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything pop up in my
So
YouTube feed.
okay,
Surprisingly.
dude, this is a big week for people talking shit. Um,
Okay.
this movie bombs like hard. And Elizabeth
Yeah.
Banks in some interviews, I can pull it up if I can find it. I'm pretty sure our links have the articles about the interview she's done,
Let me look.
where she says in the interview like, "You have to buy tickets to this movie, men. You have to buy tickets to this movie because there's a stereotype around that men don't see action movies based on women." Now I know, I'm paraphrasing her. Now I know
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman did well, but those were connected to comic book movies that further preceded something else, like a Justice League or Avengers, so they don't count. So, men, you have to buy tickets to see Charlie's Angels, the movie that I directed and produced and starred in, because it
hmm
helped break a stereotype. And YouTube, the YouTube conservative anti SJW movie fans, fucking ate that shit up and fucking made 15 videos a day about how her movies suck dick.
hmm
And I won't watch it because it just looks bad.
Well, she did the. She didn't do the Power Rangers movie, did she?
No,
I know she was just
she's just
attached.
Rita. She's just Rita, yeah.
Yeah. She's terrible in that
Which she
movie too.
sucked in that too.
Yeah.
You know,
She
and
was the worst part of that
I
movie.
and then obviously Paul Feig came out, and Paul Feig like helped
Oh my fucking
back her up
God.
because Paul Feig's the the best guy. And
Oh.
and the movie, and again, it goes back to the people saying like, oh, it's a bunch of like sexist men didn't want to watch it. And hear me out, Zach.
I'm hearing you out. I'm
This
listening to
might
you.
sound a little sexist. Now, my girlfriend's a feminist person who went to school.
It earned $8 million.
Yeah, so my girlfriend, who I love very much, is a feminist. Proudly, her double majored in college. With the other major she has was women's and gender studies, right? So she like this
Mm-hmm.
is my girlfriend. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now, thankfully, she's not like a crazy feminist, but she is a feminist person, right? I
Right.
was talking about this movie with her and the drama around it, and I was trying to explain that my same problem with like Watchmen is that watching Charlie's Angels and watching Kristen Stewart, first mistake, Kristen Stewart beat up a bunch of men is just
Yeah.
not believable. It's just
Yeah.
not believable. It's not. Now she's seducing them, and in the middle of the act, like killing them in the act, like in Red Sparrow, or no spy movies that have girls in them. Then that makes
Right.
complete sense because they're catching the guy off guard or off kilter. But if it's a one-on-one fight, like even with Scarlet with Black Widow, like she doesn't just walk in and start beating up dudes. She usually
Mm-hmm.
kind of slides in, is a little tricky first because she's a
Mm-hmm.
spy. So when you have three of those and none of them look like they can beat up a now they all look like Ronda Rousey and like like Wonder Woman or some shit. Different
Yeah.
story. But Wonder Woman has powers and so does Captain Marvel, so we understand,
Yeah.
right? But when you have three regular ass people, it's already hard for people to go, okay, especially when you have guys who are like, they seem like they wanted the men audience, the guys who like fucking watch Expendables, to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go watch that movie. That's not gonna happen unless those
Yeah.
three chicks were like 6'3" and like fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Then maybe they would. But three skinny ass ladies beating up a bunch of dudes,
Mm-hmm.
like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Now if they had powers, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But doesn't does that movie, did the trailer at all apply to you to make you go, I'm gonna watch that movie?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of Kristen Stewart in this movie in general. I don't know. I haven't been a huge fan of hers at all. Although I do want to see that new movie that she's going out with because she's not, it's not an action movie, but it's like it's basically fucking oh fuck, what's its name? The James Cameron movie where they're like underwater and there's like aliens or some shit like that. It's basically that movie.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
it's called Submerged, I think.
I
Is
haven't
it's
seen
coming out
it.
in like January. I actually want to watch that just because it looks interesting and it's a different take on it. It's not her being a fucking action star. It's like her in a horror movie, which I think is I'm fine with. But I don't know. I just don't think it's not. It's not. There's not many times where I've like watched a movie and she's in it, and I'm like, I definitely want to see that shit. And
Yeah.
then it's I don't know. The trailer just wasn't appealing to me at all. I don't know. I'm just not a huge. I like the original Charlie's Angels a little bit. I mean, not the original. I never watched a TV show, but the original movie or
Movies,
whatever
yeah.
with Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore and all that, and that's fine. I don't like the second one as much because that's the one with Demi Moore, right?
I haven't
That
seen
was
either
not.
one.
I think it is. That one's not that good. But
Well, it goes back to like
I don't know.
why I liked
I don't know. They're just not that good movies. I don't
that's
know.
that's why I
It's like
liked what's it called
it seems. What?
with Charlize Theron, Atomic Blonde,
Oh yeah,
because she can beat fucking people up, but she would
yeah.
play to to get the guys off guard, man. Because like this is my analogy to my girlfriend, because my girlfriend me and my girlfriend will get into discussions about this.
I feel like they should do. Instead of doing a Charlie's Angels movie, why don't they just make a Totally Spies live action movie and just do that? Because
Exactly.
I would be interested in watching
Right.
that.
But so here's what I was telling to my girlfriend, and for her to understand where I'm coming from with this, because I obviously like action movies. Alien, love. Aliens, love. T2, T1.
Love.
Clearly, I have no problem with chicks in action roles. I'm all about it. Atomic
Yeah.
Blonde's another one. Every John Wick movie has at least one chick in it, and I'm fine with it. Don't care. Right?
Fucking Ruby Rose or whatever was in the second one. She was pretty good.
So
Mr.
it's also believability is a big deal to me. And here's my reasoning. I know a
Mm.
girl who was probably like 32. Now I used to power lift. I was a big power lifter, right? You
Hmm.
know I used to power lift, Zach. You see me lift.
Yeah.
I'm not the strongest man, but I'm definitely not the weakest man, right? At least I used to be. Now my numbers are good.
Right.
My numbers are good on the three main lifts. I'm pretty strong. I'm also a big fucking guy.
Mm.
Um, Now a friend of mine, I would say a gym friend, is a lady, and she is jacked. She's also on a ton of fucking stuff. I mean
Yeah.
that it's obvious because she has no boobs, the veins, the acne. She's on shit. She's on shit. And her
Okay.
lifts, I would say like I've seen her lift. I've never seen her pull on a deadlift past 405. So 4 plates.
Okay.
I can walk into the gym right now without having lifted in 3 months and pull 405 for reps.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I've never walked into my gym and seen a girl lift my weight, which is average
Hmm.
for a power lifter, and then add on people who are on stuff.
Right.
So why would I believe that if I watch UFC that Ronda Rousey has any chance of beating Conor McGregor?
Right.
Even though they're probably similar weight class. Because
I think they're pretty close.
now
Yeah.
add in Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate versus someone like DC, Daniel Cormier. It's not even gonna happen. So
Yeah.
when I'm watching a regular film, I'm sorry, I would feel the same way if it was like the fucking guy from the new kid, the new guy, like DJ, what's his name, DQ. Remember that movie
New
from the
kid.
early 2000s? Um, fucking like DJ. Hold on.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I'm pull it up. The new guy.
I know DJ Jazzy Jeff.
His name is DJ Qualls. Google DJ Qualls.
DJ Qualls.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Let me pull it up. Is it with a Q?
DJ and then Qualls with a Q. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Okay.
it's this guy.
So if I saw a movie where he beat up Chris Evans, I would literally laugh and go, "No fucking way!"
Yeah, no way, dude.
Unless he was a superhero, alien, superpowered, something like that. That's
Yeah.
all. That's where I'm. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Which is why men who like action movies, Predator, Commando, Demolition Man, shit like Die Hard, even
The Expendables.
Expendables, this is not for them. And to act like they need to go see this movie because of some sort of stereotype problem is not their
Yeah.
fault. That's on you to make a movie that they want to see.
Yeah.
That's how business fucking works. The market said
The
your movie
fact
fucking
that yeah,
blows.
definitely the fact that that pisses me off is that she says that people need to watch it not because it's a good movie, but because it needs to break stereotyping.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
yeah. Make a good
Like, if
movie.
you want to be like, I think this is the greatest movie ever. I'm really super proud of this. I think it's amazing. I think everybody should go watch it. All right,
Yeah.
maybe you convince me then. Maybe, probably not, but it's a better pitch than you need to watch this movie or you're a terrible person who enforces negative stereotypes.
Did you
That's definitely not gonna make me watch your fucking movie.
did you watch the new Jordan Peele trailer for the show he's making on Amazon Prime called Hunters?
Yeah, that's the Nazi Hunter show, right?
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer for it?
I catched a snippet of it on YouTube. I didn't actively watch the whole thing, but it looked interesting to me. It reminds me, it's got Al Pacino in it, right?
Yeah, Al Pacino's in it.
Yeah, the Pacino.
If you go to the link, the Collider article I sent you, there's a picture of the cast.
Hmm.
Um,
Is this like modern day Nazi
no,
hunting, or how?
it's in the 70s.
Okay, it is in the 70s. Okay,
So I want you to pull up
this cast doesn't look like it's from the 70s.
pull
What
up
is this cast?
the cast and then just look at the description of the show, which is this. Hunters is set. This is from the Collider article. Set in 1970s New York and follows a group of concerned citizens who realize there are Nazis among them hidden in plain sight. So naturally, they get together and plot a course of bloody revenge while uncovering the nefarious plans for a Fourth Reich in the process. The trailer is whatever. I don't care about the trailer. This is gonna be an episode of me just complaining about shit. But this trailer, I love Nazi Hunter stuff. Like I love like the Operation finale with Oscar Isaac. That was a great movie. Netflix has a documentary just came out recently, docuseries called "The Devil That's Your Neighbor" or something like that, about a former SS guard at a camp and he's being prosecuted. Great docuseries. Obviously, World War II is a big interest of everyone.
Have you watched the Man in the High Castle?
I watched the first season. Yeah.
Okay.
I've read
because I know it's the final season just came out.
I read the book, the short story, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I love Munich.
Yeah.
Munich's a fucking awesome movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So this just makes me meh.
It does? Oh, that bad, huh?
And not even the trade, it's the casting. Purely on race. Purely on race.
Okay.
I love Logan Lerman's fine. A couple of these people look Jewish. I'm fine with that. Now, if you tell me they're all Jews, including the Asian guy, okay, maybe I'm gonna care. But obviously the one lady who's a nun is not a Jew.
Right.
So this is just pretty much, hey, here's an allegory for modern America and how we're going to get together of different colors and creeds and beat up Nazis and alt-right people. That's what this show is. And
this show doesn't even look like, honestly, if you just look at this cast, it doesn't look like it's in the 70s. It looks like it's fucking modern day. I don't know. It looks fair. It doesn't look right.
So on a concept level, you have me. If it was actually a bunch of like Mossad Israeli spies, like Munich was, who have a reason to fucking kill Nazis. Like, none of these people, if it's take place in the 70s, even the oldest guy in the bunch in this casting, the guy on the far left is the guy who looks like he could be Jewish.
Yeah, that's the only one who actually looks Jewish.
He still would be, he maybe could have been alive in an Auschwitz or a camp, but like the other people, no. So what's their reason to kill this black character? There's no way they can write this character to have so much hatred for a Nazi except for the fact that Nazis were Nazis.
Yeah.
Right? And I get that, but on an interest level, a historical fiction level, what does Asian guy have to give a fuck? This Asian guy, if this guy is fucking China, if this Asian guy is Japanese, then he was fucking in China chopping off babies' heads with the other Japanese during World War II, right? Or if he's a fucking Korean, who fucking knows? Or if he's a fucking Vietnamese guy. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like Jew hunters, Jews who are hunters, like the Munich stuff, that's already so compelling as it is. Real life, that's compelling. Catching Adolf Eichmann, that's compelling. We don't gotta make it fucking, fucking Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Which is, but even I was watching Glorious Bastards recently, right? But even that's compelling. Why? They're all Jews.
Yeah, they're all Jew. It's a complete except for Brad Pitt's not a Jew, I don't think. But
I
everybody
don't know,
else
but everyone
in
else is
the
Jewish except for him and then the fucking German guy.
yeah.
But everyone else, he says in the beginning of the movie, I want Jewish Americans.
Yeah.
Well, I fucking get that. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
what's the unifying theory behind this cast besides them being different colors? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I
Sorry.
feel you. No, I definitely feel you.
Rage in my belly, man.
Fair point. Fair points. Fair points all
And it
around.
could be a great show. It could be an absolutely great show. I'm not saying there can't be an alternative. I love alternative fiction. I'm all about it. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Mm.
What next for you?
Todd Phillips is making a Joker too, everybody. It's official.
That's official now?
It's official. He is working on the. I think he's working on getting all the script together and all that good stuff. But
Well, it made like $1 billion, right?
yeah, I think it's. I think for its budget, it is the highest grossing comic book movie of all time.
Isn't it also the highest grossing rated R movie?
Yeah, it'd be Deadpool in like one fucking weekend.
Oh, so I haven't seen it yet.
Because Deadpool was the highest one before that. But yeah,
Dang, man.
and apparently he might be working on other DC movies as well besides just the Joker.
Well,
But I honestly don't know if he could do that well with anything else outside of Joker. I don't know if anything else is as grounded as. I don't think you could make anything else as grounded as he made the Joker.
did you watch Ford versus Ferrari?
I haven't got the chance to watch that yet. I got a busy weekend because my theater finally got Jojo Rabbit, which I really want to see.
Mm.
And then the Mr. Rogers movie came out, so I have to fucking watch that. And then yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. So I got like 3 things on my list that like I need to watch in like the next like 4 days.
See, Ford versus Ferrari, I was very excited for because I read the book, a book that they definitely pulled from. It's called Go Like Hell,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really excited to watch the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah.
what we're talking about Todd Phillips? That's his name, right?
Mhm. Yeah, Todd Phillips. Yeah.
What DC needs to do is pull him, and then pull like Mangold, who did Ford versus Ferrari,
Yeah.
who did Logan. These guys
Yeah.
who you've seen do comic book stuff at a gritty level
Yeah.
and did it well.
Yeah.
Right? So like obviously if the Joker obviously did super well. People like it, critically like it. People critically are bullshit about it, but people like it. It made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Logan critically made money. People liked it. It's the best Logan movie they've ever done, Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
You gotta get guys like that or girls
Yeah.
who can do that stuff if you want to make it gritty. If you want to keep making Shazam movies, well, you have to go for the Shazam style directors.
I hope they just don't get rid of that movie in general because I enjoyed Shazam quite a bit. I don't know. Did you ever end up watching Shazam?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I liked it a lot. It reminded me a lot of classic 80s family type of movie.
It really, so I liked it a lot too. That was really fun. My biggest gripe with it it's not even a gripe with the film. It's just a gripe with the character, and it's not even that it's wrong. It's that it's right.
Yeah.
Is that Megan Good is such an attractive lady.
Mm.
The lady who plays the black lady, the black girl.
Yeah.
Megan Good is always been attractive. However long she's been.
Her grown up
Yeah.
Shazammed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, of course, Zach. Of course, not the fucking kid. Of course.
Look, man, I'm just for our audience. Just
People know
people
know who Megan Good is. Megan Good is a famous ass actress. She's very attractive and visually appealing. But to have her talk like that really makes me feel weird.
It was a strange thing
You
to
know?
hear for sure.
Yeah, because
where you have a grown woman talking like
Yeah.
she's like 6 years old.
I'm like,
it's
oh,
very strange.
here's this very pretty lady who I've admired on TV in movies for like the last 15 years, and then now she's talking like she's a fucking child, and it's really fucking weird. It's weird. It's just a weird thing, you know. Other than that,
Yeah.
I thought the whole
definitely
casting was great. I think the casting for the adults were great. The casting for
Oh,
the kids was great.
Yeah, there was. Speaking of this, did you end up seeing that the Rock officially announced that the
Yeah.
Black Adam movie's coming out like next?
Yeah,
I think it's 2021. I think is what he had on his Instagram.
don't think he knows who Black Adam is.
I don't think he knows because I think he keeps talking about him like
Like
he's
he's a
like a
hero.
vigilante. And I'm like, he's not a vigilante.
He's a
Like
bad guy.
he's a villain.
He took
He's the most evil
like
person Shazam ever has to.
tell
He's the
me
literally the dark
tell me if
side
I'm
of
wrong.
Shazam.
Tell me if I'm wrong, and if you know this. If not, we can Google it.
I'm a pretty big
I'm
Shazam
pretty
fan,
sure
so I should.
Shazam. I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel. The hero before him was Black Adam,
Yeah,
right?
Black Adam is the original.
Didn't
He's the
Solomon
original person that
give
got
him the
the
power,
Shazam.
and then he went bad, right?
Yes,
So that's the whole point.
yes. That was the whole
So
reason that Captain Marvel had to be
become Captain
made
Marvel,
into existence is because he had to fight Black Adam.
the previous
In the
hero.
Black Adam in the Shazam vs Black Adam movie, which is a DC animated movie that you should watch, they tell the whole story. And yes, the whole reason that Shazam even has to come into existence is because Black Adam turns evil, and so you have to get a good person to fight him and take down him because only a Shazam can take down another Shazam.
So let's.
Although he ends up getting help from Superman, which kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Even though Superman's other weakness besides kryptonite is magic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me get this straight. Because I read the Rock's Instagram post about it. I'm like, I'm happy he's hyped. And I think he's going to look great as Black Adam.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. This guy's supposed to be a bad guy. From my limited Shazam knowledge, because I read comic books. I've read comic books for a long time. Superman, don't care about. Shazam, never cared about. I've read enough Shazam, aka I've read some Jeff Johns Shazam, because Jeff Johns loves Shazam. That's all I've read. I've never read any of the 70s, 60s, 80s, none of that shit. I only read like the first run from like 2012 when they added him back into Justice League.
The New 52.
That's all I know from Shazam. That's only like a couple issues.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did they not tell Dwayne who he's playing?
I don't think they did. I think he probably, I imagine if he saw a picture of him, he was like, oh, I look pretty close to him. I'm going to play him. And everybody was like,
it was like,
The Rock. We can't tell him he's a bad guy.
Remember like years ago?
I assume he's probably just going to end up being some anti-hero.
Years ago, like Tyrese wanted to play Green Lantern. He kept trying to get people to make him he kept like tweeting on Instagram like, "Hey, make me Green Lantern."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I remember when that was happening. I'm like, you look nothing like Jon Stewart. You can't be. You have no. Jon Stewart is like such a Denzel Washington type of character.
Yeah.
I can't even think of who they would cast as Jon Stewart.
I could see Idris Elba being a Jon Stewart. I could see him being a good Jon Stewart.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because I still hope they do Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I hope they recast Flash.
They're doing it's like a TV show now, I think.
Oh, really?
Is what they're doing. Because I think they announced it when they did that whole HBO Max thing and like literally everything God's whole entire existence was fucking announced for HBO Max. I think it was either a TV series or it was like a HBO Max like original movie or something like that. But they're definitely doing a Green Lantern thing.
What's a DC property you want to see done next? Character, show, team?
I don't know, because if you'd asked me this, like, I would have said Shazam, because I am a big Shazam fan. I like Shazam, but now I have a Shazam movie, and it's really good. The next thing on my list would probably be... would be the next DC property that I would want a movie about?
Or a show. It's just...
Or you know what? Honestly, I think a question show would be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like an actual, like, Batman type show, but without, like, the fucking bullshit of, like, weird villain-ass shit. But also, I don't know if you could just do the question by himself. I don't know. I feel like he's more of, like, an ensemble character.
I mean, you could do question by himself. I mean, you just have to make it a pure noir.
Yeah.
For me, it's still Hellblazer. Because they didn't give him a chance. Hellblazer...
They didn't really give him a chance.
Yeah, they didn't give him a chance. I think Animal Man...
Animal Man would be pretty dope.
Because it's for me, as a DC... I'm more so a DC fan. The side of DC that I like the most, it's the weirder stuff. It's the Hellblazers, the Swamp Things, the Sandman stuff, Book of Magic.
I'd still love to see a Justice League Dark movie. I still want Guillermo to make that.
That'd be great.
I would love to watch a Justice League Dark movie.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see Zatanna in there, and in the last JL.
And Dead Man.
Yeah, Dead Man's great. Boston. The last JLD run, Wonder Woman was attached to the team, so they have
Yeah.
Wonder Woman kind of going in there and fighting some dark stuff, which makes sense to me. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Vic Sage stuff would be cool.
Hmm.
Animal Man would be big. I would like another run at Swamp
I think
Thing.
a Booster Gold movie could be really fun if you do it right. Booster Gold would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I think he'd be fun, but he's naturally comedic in his tone, so I think that people would
Yeah.
like that a lot. I mean, obviously, actual Flash movie, but they would have to really recast that
A
guy.
legit Flash movie would be nice. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really,
it could
you know,
be Ezra Miller.
yeah, he's not good. He was not good in Justice League either. So
Yeah. They
uh,
need to. I don't know why they picked him. I still don't understand why they picked him in the first place. I just never thought he was a good fit for the Flash as a
yeah,
character.
neither do I.
Like fucking Grant, or what's his name?
Grant
Grant
Morrison,
Austin? Is that his name?
Grant Gustin.
No, no, no. Gustin. Grant Gustin is a great Barry.
Yeah,
They did that was a great casting. They need to get somebody else like that, or
I
just
think
fucking stick him in the movies. I don't give
my
a fuck.
first response. I remember when they were casting Flash, and I think we talked about it when it came
I'm pretty
out.
sure we did. Yeah.
My first gripe was like, "Yo, he's not blonde."
Yeah.
I was like, "He's not blonde. He's too skinny.
Yeah. He's way too skinny.
He's too skinny. And he's not blonde." Because
He
Barry's
doesn't
blonde.
look like I don't know. He doesn't look like somebody. I don't know. Ezra Miller doesn't look like somebody who's a forensic genius. I don't
But
know.
having watched the Flash up to the last season that's out now, yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's great. I think he's great for what he's doing. And I think the whole cast is great. I think the girl who the actress who plays Iris is great. I mean,
Yeah, she's
the,
great.
the guy who plays Joe is great. I'm all about it. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, there's definitely things because I'm surprised what they're going to do after Joker because I don't know
Yeah.
what's next besides Wonder Woman.
You got Wonder Woman, you got Birds of Prey, and then
Oh,
you've got
Birds of
Matt
Prey.
Reeves,
Yeah,
and then you've got Matt Reeves' Batman movie. Those are the only things I
yeah.
know right now. I'm so excited for Matt Reeves' Batman movie.
What did he do again, Matt Reeves?
He did Planet of the Apes.
Which one?
He did all of them. All
All of
three of
them?
them. The new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Duh. He didn't do Battle for Planet of the Apes. You know.
I wish he did. I wish he would have. It would have been. It would have looked great.
Let's see.
I think he did other stuff before Apes too, but I can't. But
He
Apes
Cloverfield.
would definitely like it. Oh, okay.
AKA, he didn't do Cloverfield. It's J.J. Abrams
But
did Cloverfield.
yeah, Apes were definitely
Oh, you're breaking
like
up, Zach.
those were his.
You're
You're
breaking
breaking
up.
up. Oh, I think I got you back.
He only did.
He did what?
He only did Dawn.
No, I got you
he
back.
did Dawn and War. That's it.
Oh, I thought he didn't. Who did Rise then?
Let me just find out. Let me look.
I mean, Dawn and War were definitely the two better movies for sure, but
Rise was Rupert Wyatt.
don't know who the fuck
Rupert
that is.
Wyatt did The Escapist, Rise, The Gambler, and Captive
A
State.
great DC movie
What?
is Miracle Man. Miracle Man would be a good DC movie. Bring all the fucking apocalypse shit, the fucking Big Bertha, all that good shit.
For a second, I got confused and I thought you meant Marvel Man. I was like, that's a British ass comic book. Or I thought you meant Wonder
Well,
Man.
there is a Mr. Marvel in DC, isn't there?
A Mr. Marvel?
There is. There's a Mr. Marvel in DC, I believe.
I think it's just Captain Marvel, I think.
Is it Captain
I
Marvel?
think so.
Mr. Marvel DC.
I think that if you do a Mr. Miracle movie, which would be great to do New God stuff, I mean, I feel like people would really dig it, but I feel like
They're still working on the new Gods movie, aren't they? Or are they not?
I don't know. Yeah, I think they are. Isn't a lady doing it?
I can't remember. I know that.
Isn't Ava DuVernay doing it?
I know Marvel is doing.
Isn't Ava DuVernay doing that?
I thought she was doing the Marvel one, because Marvel's.
Oh, she's doing Celestials or whatever.
Yeah, Marvel. I think is Celestials, which is Marvel's get too much shit because they got the Celestials, they've got the Inhumans, they got too much weird ass fucking cosmic. At least with DC, it's just New Gods. That's all it is.
No, it's
We've
Ava,
got
Ava DuVernay. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, she's doing New Gods with Tom
Okay.
King co-writing. That's what it was because Tom King's out there doing all this Hollywood bullshit talking to Ava DuVernay about the movie. because he's the prime Mr. Miracle DC guy now.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
Darkseid's gonna be the main antagonist because why the fuck not? Duh, obviously has to be.
Yeah, if you're gonna do a New Gods movie, it has to be against Darkseid. That's the only person they really fight against.
Well, it's also their dad,
That's true.
so you have to fight your dad.
Who's the mom again? Well, they have a dad, I thought, in the New Gods. It's the fucking old guy
Darkseid.
with the white beard.
Darkseid's their dad.
I thought there was another one.
No, Darkseid's their dad. I think, right?
No.
Or is Darkseid
I
just Mr. Miracle's dad?
I thought Darkseid was just Mr. Miracle's dad.
Well, I mean, it has to be because he fucked Big Barda, so duh. But like,
Yeah.
he has like a brother too. What's his brother's name? Mr. Miracle.
Wait, Darkseid fucked Big Barda? I thought
No.
Mr. Miracle.
I'm saying that's obviously they're not sister siblings because if they're both kids from Darkseid, that would be really gross.
Right. Yeah.
No, what the fuck is Mr. Miracle's brother's name? I forget his name.
Orion.
Orion, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look. Darkseid. Maybe Big Barda is the guy you're talking about with the beard.
No, Highfather. Is there? Oh, does Highfather just become Darkseid? Highfather is the head of the New Gods. Yeah, chief of the New Gods of New Genesis. Blah blah blah.
He's just the
Does he
king.
just become Darkseid? Oh, maybe.
Because I don't know if like Darkseid's.
Huh.
Let's look. So is Mr. Miracle going to be in this movie? He has to be, right? Or is it just going to be
I don't know.
It's just going to be the ladies?
It's gonna be the Furies and the fucking Granny Goodness. Oh my God, Granny Goodness is gonna be in this movie. Oh goodness, she has to be. I mean, if Darkseid's there, you gotta have Granny Goodness.
So let me get this. Let me tell you this, man. Hold on, New Gods, real quick. So if Mr. Miracle is not in this movie, because I'm not sure if he's going to be or not.
Yeah.
If it's just going to be the Furies and Big Barda and all the ladies.
Yeah.
How much would you want to bet that at the last scene of the movie or like the post credit scene is going to be like they're going to be like here's my prediction. If Mr. Miracle's not in this movie at all, if it's just the Furies and just Big Barda and them.
Okay.
It's going to cut to the end of the movie with Big Barda on Earth, right? Not on New Genesis or whatever.
Okay.
And she's like
Right.
in a crowd at like a magic show. And she's sitting there tall as fuck. And the camera's going to pan and you're going to see like chains, like a lock. Like chains locking and she's going to smile and then it's going to end.
That'd be a good ending.
Right? And only
That'd be a pretty good ending.
fans are going to go, I got it. That's Scott.
I know what it is. And then you'll see a bunch of those articles. Like, do you know what the end credits for the New Gods movie means? Here's what it means.
So yeah. Hey guys, that's the podcast.
Hey, that's our podcast, everybody.
I had a solid 3 good rants this episode.
We did. Did you want to have a rant about Chinatown 2 because they're making a prequel to it?
Excuse me?
Yeah, David Fincher is apparently making a prequel to Chinatown. Did you not see this?
This is confirmed.
Yeah. I think it's from... Who's it from? David Fincher and Robert Towne are making a Chinatown prequel.
Who posted this article?
Birth Movie's Death. From November 18th. So, like, 3 or 4 days ago.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at this.
Oh, and it's from Netflix, so that's fantastic.
Hold on.
Who the fuck are you even gonna get to play? Who are you even gonna do to play Jack Nicholson? Like, there's nobody who's a young Jack Nicholson.
Okay, let me look at this. Okay. Oh, it's a series.
Yeah, it's an actual series, I guess. I didn't see that until just now, but still, who are you gonna get to play a young Jack Nicholson?
So look, you know Zach how I feel about David Fincher. You know, I love David Fincher, except for one movie. You know I love David Fincher.
What's the one movie?
Fight Club.
Oh, that's right.
Can't stand Fight Club. Can't stand Fight Club.
I forgot. You don't like Fight Club.
I love David Fincher. I think he's probably the greatest working director right now. It's hard for me.
Wish you would. Yeah.
It's hard for me to say who's better than him, except for like maybe Dennis.
Dennis is great.
Dennis is up there. Obviously, someone would say Quentin Tarantino. I would say you're full of shit. So to me, it's Dennis, David Fincher,
Yeah.
and I would have said Ryan Johnson before Last Jedi, but it really can't be him because his filmography has not even come close to the first three films of David Fincher, including Alien 3.
Yeah.
Um, so like yeah, Dennis and David Fincher are like the two best directors who are working right now in terms of
Yeah.
quality product. There's just no way to debate that because it's the fact.
Yeah.
I don't need this. Nobody needs this. Chinatown
Yeah.
is a movie that I really really like a lot, and I love it, and
Yeah.
I really choose wisely when to give this movie praise because I
Yeah.
fucking hate the director and I hate him.
Oh yeah.
He's in the news
Roman
now.
Polanski's a little piece of shit.
He's in
So
news recently too because there's been another accuser about some more shit.
of course.
So like, and I give because Jack Nicholson's so good in this movie, and the movie is such a
Yeah.
great noir, like a good like goodbye to like neo noir stuff. I don't
Hmm.
need a prequel series. To me, it's just more like let's grab a name brand thing that people know and let's just
Yeah.
make a series out of it. Because you can make a noir show and just make a noir show, but you need the
Yeah.
branding. You need to make people go, "Oh wait, I kind of know that." But that'd be like people being like, "Yeah, you know what? I love Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard. Where the fuck the movie's called? What's it called? Sunset Boulevard?
You talking about David Lynch's movie,
No. Old
Mulholland
school,
Drive?
old school ass, old school ass noir film.
I think it's Sunset Boulevard.
I watched it when I was in film school. Sunset Boulevard, 1950. Yeah,
Yeah.
noir. It'd be like, oh, here's a prequel to Sunset Boulevard. Here's a prequel to The Big
Yeah.
Sleep. Here's a prequel to,
The Maltese
insert
Falcon.
Maltese Falcon. Yeah, which I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure is that Philip Marlowe, right? Is that a
Uh,
Philip Marlowe
I mean,
character?
Maltese Falcon is Humphrey Bogart.
No, but who's the character's name? Is that Philip
Oh,
Marlowe? Or is that Big
I think
Sleep?
it is Barlow. Yeah.
Or is that
I think
that's Big
it's like
Sleep. That's Big Sleep. Okay. If it's like his Philip Marlowe's a character, Raymond Chandler character who has a bunch of noir, I'm like, okay, I get it. Now,
yeah.
if they were like, yo, David Fincher's gonna do Richard Stark Parker, I'll be like,
Mm.
fuck yeah, because there hasn't been a good adaptation of a Parker series. They did one movie
Mhm.
with Jason Statham and it was not even close.
Yeah.
Or if it was like, hey, we have a Lawrence Block, like his big Private Eye series. But the
Right.
thing that I really want David Fincher or someone like David Fincher to do, and we'll end it here. I don't want to keep just yapping on. If we're
Yeah.
going to do a detective noir show, I want more Gone Baby Gone because that's a
Oh yeah,
series.
for sure.
That's a
Yeah.
series of books. And Long Drink Before the War, obviously Gone Baby Gone, the Mackenzie and whatever the fuck the other character's name is. Um,
Hmm.
that could be a great show. And
Yeah.
even if you brought back Casey,
Ooh.
I still watch it.
Yeah.
But real quick, do you remember when Casey Affleck I think it was David Fincher too, was doing that Lewis and Clark HBO show that they canceled?
Was that because everybody hated him because apparently he said some mean things about women or some shit like that?
I don't remember, but I remember being so excited for it. And then I remember
I
it
do
getting
remember
canceled.
us talking about a Lewis and Clark show. I don't remember if it was HBO, but I definitely remember the
I'm
Lewis
pretty
and
sure it
Clark
was an
show.
HBO thing. I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Um,
wait, no, he didn't say mean things about women. He sexually assaulted women. I forgot.
oh, is that what it was?
Big difference.
um, well, guys, we've been going on for about an hour and a half.
Mm.
Let's go ahead
Lewis
and
and Clark.
end it there with the guys who expanded our country. So thanks for listening
Yeah.
on Spotify, Google
Manifest destiny,
Podcasts.
just like what on this podcast.
Great comic book.
Yes.
So we'll be back next week as we inch closer
Mm.
to Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker.
Do we want to watch The Last Jedi before we do this, or are we done
Uh,
watching old
we
Star
are
Wars movies?
absolutely going to do The Force Awakens and Last Jedi. So next week I expect to
Yes.
come on this pod and talk about Force Awakens.
Okay. And episode 4 of The Mandalorian.
Yep, and
Probably.
Mandalorian. So I expect for another fucking rant about how
Oof.
I can't believe this guy in the comments was so proud of himself, so smug. And Zach, I've done it 1,000 times. I hate Last Jedi, and I
Yeah.
don't like the new Star Wars. But
Yeah.
he came in so smug, like I hated when Jason killed Anakin, like so smug, and I'm like, listen, man, you are doing it. You're not doing it right for us.
That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't
That ain't
it.
it.
That ain't it. You gotta like go back and Wikipedia this.
Mm-hmm.
Like go back and
Go
check.
back to your Wikipedias.
Go back because what happens is Zach. What happens is
Tell me, these
Jason
people get too
kill
big for their britches. That's what
Jason
that's what
kills
happened.
Mara, right? And they
Yeah.
set Luke, and Luke goes off, right? And Luke thinks that it's
I think I
another.
remember you telling me this before, actually, because it was.
Yeah.
I remember we had a discussion. I think we had a discussion about Legends when the whole deal went down,
Hmm.
and you were talking to me how Jedi are so much better in Legends because they have
Oh
so
yeah.
much more with like their powers and shit like that.
So Jason kills Jaina, but on a
Yeah.
pure lightsaber ability, it should never have happened. But they're like in this like cavern, kind of like under I think like a sewer, kind of if I remember correctly, and he like poisons her, which makes her like not as good. And I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm 95% sure I'm right. Because on a pure
Okay.
lightsaber ability, no way, because she's a fucking killer. She was like
Right.
she was like an inquisitor before inquisitors were a thing,
Oh
right?
my God.
So like she's a fucking good lightsaber fighter person, right?
Yeah.
So he like has the edge, and then he gets her, and then Luke thinks it's someone else who kills Mara, someone from the past, some other lady. So Luke goes and finds her, and he fucking cuts her down. But all the while, it's his fucking nephew who was his Padawan.
Damn.
Because if
Can't
you
write. Can't get better writing than that.
in the Yuzong Vong War series, when they're like when Jason's like 15, 16, like he's the Padawan, the Luke man. They're walking together, hanging out, learning life lessons, and they differ on different ideas, man, about the Force, about the Jedi Order that Luke's trying to reform at this time, and he's trying to get the senators to be like, listen, yeah, redo the Jedi Council. So at this point in time, there's
Right.
no Jedi Council.
Right.
So that's what happens, man.
Mm.
No source
Mm.
material. Kathleen Kennedy.
No
No source
source material.
material.
I actually, it's funny that you say that because literally I just went into my notifications and somebody in the Collins gaming group, they literally just made a meme about that whole thing. He brought up the book. He brought up the Knights of the Old Republic games. He
Hmm.
brought up the new Lords of the Sith book or something like that. He
Yeah.
brought up this whole other series. It's great. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like literally the shit that you're talking about.
Well, guys, sorry for the rants. Thanks
Goddamn.
for listening. Catch you back next week. License to view, LTV. See you guys later. Boop,
See
boop.
ya.